Now to a truly remarkable story, immortalized in the form of a documentary. At just 37 years old, former Obama staffer Brian Wallach was diagnosed with ALS on the same day he and his wife brought home their baby daughter from the hospital. His ongoing fight, now the subject of a documentary, and Dr. Eric Anderson oversees the virtual medical practice founded by Brian, and Dr. Jinsy Andrews is the director of Neuromuscular Trials at Columbia University, and they are here in studio with us now. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
I'd like to get started with how Brian is doing. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, so Brian's doing as well as could be hoped for, being that he's 6 years into his fight. He still works full days, and he's optimistic and hopeful that we can eventually transform ALS and other neurodegenerative diseases from fatal to chronic.
And he's still a fighter.
He is very inspirational to work with.
How did you meet Brian? How did you come to have this involvement in the documentary?
So I actually first, I don't know if they remember, but I actually met them through an interaction in our ALS Clinical Trial Consortium called NEALS. They came as someone living with ALS and a caregiver to learn about clinical trials and learn about advocating for it. But really my interaction grew after testifying in Congress. So they were asked to testify from their perspective living with ALS and going through the journey. I was asked to testify to Congress about the state of ALS clinical trials and research. And from there, it was just a journey that blossomed.
In the documentary, No Ordinary Campaign, which I should say I've seen the trailer for it, it is absolutely powerful. It's an incredible documentary. But you know, patients like Brian really drive home the point that you have to be your own advocate and take care of your own health care. Is that something that you find to be true when it comes to dealing with ALS patients?
100%, and they have to out of necessity. The heartbreaking reality of being assigned this type of a devastating diagnosis is that they're thrust into the labyrinth of a healthcare system to go that journey alone. And one of the major gaps that Synapticure fills is by assigning a care team to every person and their family. And at the heart of that care team is a care coordinator who helps walk them through that journey so that they don't have to do it alone.
Okay, so what are you hoping that this documentary will do? What are you looking for it to accomplish?
This documentary does one real critical thing, which is raising awareness about ALS and how difficult that journey is and where the gaps are. And I think for our entire field, anything that can bring attention, you know, the last time we had this type of attention was the Ice Bucket Challenge. That was back in 2014, you know, and we need to continue to keep that level of awareness so that we can continue to develop new therapies with efficient clinical trials and also get other people outside of the ALS community get involved. So that includes payers and regulators and outside researchers that are working in other neurodegenerative diseases. I think then only can we really make change.
And I know the film has premiered at a series of film festivals, including South by Southwest, where I understand you pretty much had some incredible star power to help bring attention to the documentary. Who was your guest?
That's right, it was President Obama.
Yes.
Had come in person for that showing.
That's incredible. So he's still very active in his support for Brian.
100%. And he's in the documentary as well and gives quite a testimonial.
Amazing. Okay, so for people that are here at this conference, where might they be able to screen the documentary?
So the documentary will be today, later today, at 3:30 in room 157 A and B.
Thank you both so much for your time. Thank you for the involvement in the documentary and for getting this message out there. And of course, all of our best to Brian and his family.
Thank you so much.